boo 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 doo boo. Boo 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 doo boo. Boo 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 doo boo doo boo boo. Boo 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 doo boo boo. Boo 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 doo boo boo. Boo 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 boo. Hello, good morning, hello, yes, welcome to my Redstone LAPIS LAZULI show. Every Sunday morning, hello. I'm a little bit late. It's a little bit dangerous here. I'm hanging out in the warped forest. This is the warped forest. This is not the, the regular forest. We're in the nether. This is probably one of the safest places to be in the nether. As long as you don't look at any endermen, as long as you keep your eyes on the ground or in the sky, well, what used to be the sky, you ought to be fine, right? But endermen are always around. They're trying to mess with you. They're always trying to get you. But here, let us return to the safety. Oh, wrong way. What is this even doing up here? All right. La. So yes, welcome to my show. I want to tell you about the wonderful things I've done, but I can't because I didn't do them. I haven't really been working on the stuff. Like, what I've been doing is I've been slabbing. I've been doing a lot of slabbing, and I attempted to go work on stuff with the nether or with the wither, and he killed me a lot of times. It didn't work. It got broken. So now all my stuff is messed up. Like, I barely made it out with my equipment. Let me just get myself reordered here. But yeah, what a week. Oh my gosh, I think it was one of the worst weeks we've had in Washington for a long time. I mean, if it got done, right? So like the pressure's off. But holy shmoly, it was like a lot of like stress. Massive stress for the whole week. For the whole week, there was just massive amounts of stress. So I'm glad that's over because I was not enjoying it for the past week. It was bad. So here, I think I've finally gotten to the point where I've slabbed enough. I put down enough slabs that it should be all right. Yeah, that's working fine. Over here, I created 2 more. Should make this better. 2 more, is it working? It's working. Yeah, 2 more of these guys. See, wither skeletons, and they're just waiting to die. But yes, this setup here is intended to capture wither skeletons and get their skulls. But I get a lot of other stuff in there too. So it's, it's not too bad. I mean, it's just a general mob farm, I guess, at this point. A lot of coal, so, I can, that's always good. You always need the coal. I'll take the coal, in fact, right now. I'll take it right now. It's really useful. Okay. And then so what I spent all this time to block up all of the possible spawn locations so I could stand here and go do other stuff. And then when I come back, I notice, oh, look, this entire time my dudes have been, bad guys have been dying. And as they die, they drop their drops, which will fill my little container here. Fill my little heart with joy. Because then I can take this little container and go use it in the overworld. Yay! Oh, look at a pigman. I hate you guys. Like, these guys constantly steal my mine carts. I don't know how to stop him because look at, he was like right here. Like, how did you get here, dude? Like, I guess there's a solid block in there on this thing here, and he spawned on it. But still, like, they spawn in here, and then they steal my carts, which is why I have no mine carts. There it goes. Alright, well, things are all messed up. As usual. Okay. Man, the sound is pretty low. I think I tweaked the sound to, like, not be loud. Hey, Chanti! Good morning! Good morning, Chanti. Thank you for coming in and saying hi and being here this morning. That's awesome. That's awesome that you came by. Yeah, my show, I'm not really doing much today. Like, I haven't really built anything. I just slabbed. I just finished slabbing. Which means I just covered everything in slabs. So nothing else would spawn. And now this is my fortress. I own this fortress. The whole thing is mine. Da ha 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 ha. Yeah. So I mean, that's what I spent all my time. And then plus I was all stressed out this week because of the big stuff going on in Washington. Do you know what happened in Washington, Chanti? Oh, it's not that cool. I mean, sure, slabbing is all right. It's okay, thanks. Like, it's just slabbing though, right? I'm just putting slabs down. So I can own the island. I can own the fortress. That's all. So it's my fortress. Ha ha ha. And you can't even see it because I don't have any night vision potions with me. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. But up in Washington, there was a whole lot of work. So let me go back to the overworld and I can start talking about stuff. It's so dark in here. It was a big week in Washington, D.C. A big week in Washington, D.C. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. So I listened to Harry Styles. He was okay. I thought, it's all right. Harry Styles, he's cool. And then I listened to that French song, the Je te laisserai le mot. Ah bon. But I didn't really like. Yeah, it was all right. It was okay. Je te laisserai le mot pour vous. Ah bon. Très romantique. C'est méchant. Oh, ah. Okay. Yeah. So I listened to a little bit of Harry Styles. He was all right. I listened to that French song. It was all right. I don't know. I think it's my age. No. Okay. So I came down here, right, to show you something. So this is what went down in sort of. Like, okay. So how do I describe this? Okay, I got to get blocks. I don't have the right blocks. Let me go get some blocks and I can talk about it. So what they're doing in Washington, the Democrats wanted to spend $10 trillion to fix the United States again, to fix all the infrastructure and to help the people out, because the people have been all messed up. They got messed up by COVID. The people got messed up. I don't know if you know this, but it was pretty bad, the whole COVID thing. So, like, the USA, the people are having a hard time of it. It's real bad for the people. Like, yeah, if you're rich, you're making it's awesome for you because you're making a ton of money. But if you're not rich, it sucks. It sucks bad. It's been like one of the worst in a long time. So the Democrats came up with this huge plan. $10 trillion, they say. $10 trillion. That's a lot of money. $10 trillion. I can't even think of $10 trillion. Like, I did a show about billionaires, and even that was too crazy for my head. So to go to trillions, yeah, forget about it. I don't even want to think. So Democrats want to make this plan. $10 trillion. I don't have any. There they are. I only have 15. I have to make more stone. So I have to get stone. And I have to cook it. Okay, let's go cook stone. But the problem is $10 trillion. That's a whole ton of money. That's a lot of money. And Republicans, of course, don't want to spend it. They're like, hell no. Hell no. We're not spending that much money. Are you crazy? So, and then even Democrats were saying, dude, we're not going to spend that much money. Are you crazy? The conservative Democrats are like, no. Because conservative Democrats were saying, yo, we can't do anything unless we make it bipartisan. Because in their district, they're only, they have to like show their people that they can cross the aisle. So they said, so some of the Democrats said, yo, we can't do $10 trillion. We can't do it. And so the Democrats are like, okay, fine. We're going to split the bill into two bills. One bill. Let me get this and some ink. One bill over here is the Biden infrastructure bill. It's already here. Look at that. It's the Biden infrastructure bill. That was supposed to be $4 trillion. And then Bernie Sanders' bill, infrastructure, was $6 trillion. So combined, this was going to be $10 trillion to spend on the United States. But that was never going to happen because the Republicans don't want to do it. And then there's Democrats who are close to the Republicans who don't want to do it. So they had to take this $10 trillion and split it into two. One half was going to be bipartisan, and the other half was going to be just Democrats. So the deal was both of these bills would pass at the same time because they're really just one bill, but they have to split it into two to get Republicans to vote for part of it. But the deal was if conservative Democrats vote for this part of the bill, then progressive Democrats would vote for this part of the bill, and everyone is happy. Well, for like 1 month, the conservative Democrats, Manchin, Sinema, Kurt Schrader, another guy named Gottenheimer or something, they tried their darndest to split up the bills. They wanted to split the bills up. They wanted to keep their bipartisan part, but get rid of the Democrat part. These conservative Democrats wanted to work with the insurgents. Remember, these people want to overthrow the government. They wanted to work with the people who want to overthrow the government and only pass this tiny little bill and get rid of the rest of what Democrats wanted. So for 1 month, it was annoying. It was an annoying fight in the press. Oh my gosh, it was so annoying because the press is trying to blame the progressives. It's trying to blame the progressives. The press says, oh, look, 90 of you people are all saying you don't want to do what these two people are saying. Why are these 90 people against these two people? And then you got to go, wait a minute. No, that's not right. That's totally wrong. It's not 90 people against these two people. It's these two people against all the Democrats. These two people against all the Democrats. So it was like a month of us fighting the media to get them to say the right thing. They kept saying the wrong thing. They kept saying the progressives were the ones wrecking it. The progressives are the ones ruining it. But that wasn't true at all. It was all about these guys. And they were doing it to help the Republicans to make the bill as small as possible. Republicans want to overthrow the country, and they don't want to spend any money on people. They want to give all the money to the rich. So these people are helping these people. Manchin, Sinema, Kurt Schrader, they're helping the Republicans make the bill as small as possible because they do not want to help the people. They'll help corporations for sure. They'll help big pharma, but they won't help the people. Bernie Sanders wants to help the people totally. That's about it. He doesn't care about big pharma. He wants to help the people. So these two people are at odds in the brain. And the media was saying, oh yeah, all the Democrats are against these poor little two people. But no, it's the other way around. These two people were blocking all the Democrats. So for a month, it was like that. And then they put this aside. They said, here, stop talking about this. Because what happened was there was elections in Virginia, and the Democratic governor lost in Virginia. And that made all the people upset, all the Democrats upset. So they had to get a win. They needed to show that they could do something, because so far it looks like the Democrats can't do anything. So Joe Biden went to the progressives and said, progressives, please pass my bill. Please pass this bill. And I, Joe Biden, will promise you that these people here will vote for your bill. I promise it. If you pass my bill, progressives, if you pass this bill, I will promise you that I will get these people to pass your bill. So this bill here is called the Build Back Better. The Build Back Better. All right, I'm going to dye it yellow, and then you're going to make it glow. Okay. All right, so this bill is the Build Back Better bill. And this bill is the Biden infrastructure bill. Here, let me Biff. It's So, Biden infrastructure. Build Back Better. The Biden infrastructure is bipartisan. It is with Democrats and Republicans. They both voted for this. But this bill is way too small. It is only $1 trillion. It is tiny. But it is all they could do to get Republicans to vote for it. So this is a bipartisan bill. That's one half of it. The other half is the Build Back Better bill. And that's going to be somewhere between 3.5 trillion, and what the Republicans want is 650 billion. Now, Joe Manchin and Kurt Schrader and Sinema, they're Republicans. So they're on this side. The Democrats are over here. They want the bill to be closer to 6 trillion, right? But Kurt Schrader and Manchin and Sinema, they're with the Republicans. They want the bill to be smaller because this part helps the people. So they do not want to help people at all. These guys, Republicans and conservatives, they do not help people. This part of the bill, this part helps corporations. This is going to help build train stations and roads and bridges, right? You need big companies for this. So yeah, Republicans want to pay for this. They'll pay for this because it goes to business. But this part of it goes to the people. It goes to teachers. It goes to caregivers. It goes to parents. It goes to social workers. It goes to homeless people. It goes to helping the people. And that is against what Republicans and conservatives want. They do not want to help the people at all. They want the people to be as weak as possible. Because you have to think from their perspective. They're very pro-business, right? So what is the main tension in business? In business, in order for business to go, you always need one thing. Always, you need one thing to make the business go. You need labor. You need workers to make your business go. So the tension is always between the business and the worker. How much are you going to pay for this person's labor? Right? This person and the person and the business go to the bargaining table, and they're bargaining. They're saying, "All right, I got this labor. How much you gonna give for me?" And the business is like, "Well, I want to give them as little as possible. I want to give the worker as little as possible because anything I don't give them, I get to keep as profit." So the tension is the business doesn't want the worker to be strong, because if the worker is coming to the table and the worker is like, "I'm healthy, I have lots of food, I have health care, I have a place to live, I just want some money, and I'll bargain with this person." If the worker is coming with all this stuff already, they're in a strong position. They're not gonna just take whatever. If the business comes by and says, "Okay, I'll give you $4 an hour," the worker can be like, "Ha ha ha ha, bye-bye, I'm going over here. There's 1,000 other people who will pay me way better than what you're offering," and then they leave, right? Oh, that worker is in a strong position. So the business, in order to compete, has to pay the war. All right, I'll pay you $15 an hour. And then the worker's like, maybe, right? You see how that works? But wait. That's in the position that Bernie Sanders wants. He wants the worker to be strong. He wants the worker to have health care, shelter, money in his pocket, food on the table. He wants the worker to be in a good place. So when the worker bargains, they bargain from a strong position. But Republicans, Joe Manchin, Kirsten Sinema, Kurt Schrader, they do not want that. They want the worker to be weak. They want the workers to be in a weak position. So they will take anything. They will take whatever the business offers. So if they don't have health care, if they're like dying because they don't have health care, so they need health care, and they have no money and they're homeless, right? And they come to the bargaining table and they say, "Okay, bargaining, let's bargain." The business is going to be like, "Oh, I see you're very weak. I will offer you $5 an hour." And the worker looks around and they're about to die, right? They have no place to go. They say, "Okay, fine. Okay." And then they make the deal. And the worker, gets screwed. But that's what they want. Republicans want the worker to be in a weak position. To make sure the workers are in a weak position, they don't want to give them any money for infrastructure. Same thing with Kurt Schrader, same thing with Manchin and Sinema. So if you look at this, right, you can see the divide is right here. There's a divide right here. On this side are the people who want workers to be in a bad spot. And on this side are the people who want the workers to be in a good spot. That's the problem. But these two bills are one bill. So what happened this whole week was they finally got this done. And Biden promised that this part would be done. So we're going to see if these guys will become traitors. Because remember, Republicans want them to destroy this. Republicans really want these people to destroy the rest of this bill. And right now, the only thing holding it together is Joe Biden's promise. Joe Biden promised that these people would vote for the bill. He promised. So we'll see if he holds his promise up. But yeah. Oh boy, was that a hard week. That was a hard week to put so much pressure on these people to join in with everyone else, because they want to join with Republicans. They're so close. Look how close they are. Their proposals are almost the same thing. These proposals are closer to each other than the Dem proposals, right? So obviously they're closer to the Republicans than they are to their own Democratic Party. It's kind of weird. Yeah, remember what I was telling you here? Plato's allegory of the cave with the fire. This fire here, symbolizes reason, the light of reason. If you don't have like, it's not perfect, right? This kind of light, it flickers. It's like it makes shadows. It's not the best light, but it's better than no light. If you have no light, you can't see anything. You're stumbling in the dark. At least with this light, you can see what's going on. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. So that was the big thing that happened in Washington. And oh, Nelly, was that a hard process. It took forever. Over here. Watch my little sheep. Okay, let me come across to the my slides and stuff. Did you know what happened in oh yeah, the time changed. The time changed. It's an hour later. It's 8:26 right now. So I woke up at 4 in the morning because when nature calls, she hollers. and then my cats were like all morning. They're like, "What's going on? What's going on? Meow, meow, meow. Come on, dude. What's going on? What's going on?" Oh gosh, it was so annoying. But yeah, the time changed. It's nice. I like it this way, but I know they're gonna switch it back to the other way, the daylight savings. That's how they want to freeze it, and I hate it. I hate it that way. I like it this way. But anyways, okay. So there was a big election in Virginia. Big election in Virginia, and the son of one of the candidates tried to vote twice illegally. It wasn't. This story is by John Marshall. It wasn't enough that. Okay, hey, yeah, thanks, Chanti. It wasn't enough that he tried to vote illegally once. He voted illegally twice. He tried to, and nothing happened to him. Nothing happened to him. But Crystal Mason, a black woman in Texas, got 5 years in prison for casting a ballot on supervised release when she didn't realize she was ineligible, and the vote wasn't even counted. She got 5 years in prison for accidentally casting a ballot. Glenn Young was told he couldn't vote, and he tried to go back and do it anyways. He tried twice, and nothing happened to him. There's your uncritical race theory. If you don't talk about this, it's uncritical race theory. The white kid gets to break rules all the time with no problem. The black woman didn't even realize she was breaking a woman and loses her freedom for 5 years. That's uncritical race theory. That's uncritical. If you don't criticize that, that's uncritical. That's terrible. Oh, I just slipped into race theory, or critical race theory. Okay. This is the boring part of my show, I guess. That's why she took off. Dude, I got tons of stuff like this. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. Like, I'm so sick of it. Yeah, now that I don't have anyone watching my show, it's hard to talk about stuff. Like, does anyone even care? What is this? Minneapolis police kill black people at 22 times higher rate than white people. One of the worst racial disparities in police violence in America. So this is what we call uncritical race theory. Uncritical race theory shows you that if you're black, you're 22 times more likely to get shot by the police than if you're white. What is that from? Solely because of your race. Why? Because in this society, the color of your skin determines the content of your character. In this case, being black instructs the police to shoot you. This is a bad thing. This is a bad idea. But if I say that, I'm being critical, and that's critical race theory. And that's something Republicans want me to stop from doing. They don't want me to be critical of this fact. They want me to remain uncritical. They want me to not even talk about it. If I don't talk about it, then they can imagine all sorts of reasons of what's going on. They can mystify it, right? They can keep it in mystery, shroud it in the mists so that no one really knows and will never ask. It's just the way it is. But critical race theory, when you start criticizing, you take a knife and you cut through that mist and you just rip that shroud down. You rip it down. Historical examples of race theory. Laws, Nicole Hannah-Jones. Laws prohibited black people from playing checkers with white people, using a parking space reserved for white people, being buried next to a white person, using the same telephone booth as a white person, entering the same door as a white person, marrying a white person. Black people could not buy tickets to white-only venues where black people performed, eat at a white-only restaurants where black people cooked, dance on American Bandstand where black people played music, have their records played on white radio stations, use the public library. Well, maybe they didn't actually play on American Bandstand, because if they couldn't play their records on white radio stations, they couldn't use the public library. They couldn't swim at public schools, pools. And you all want to complain about teachers and writers and companies, asking how a society that would treat black people this way for 350 years and only stopped after the black rights struggle made us a global embarrassment might still struggle with systemic racism. How could they still struggle with systemic racism after all that time? Well, of course it's still here. Of course it's still here. It hasn't gone anywhere. It hasn't gone anywhere. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it hasn't gone anywhere. So I remember hearing another young woman tell me all sorts of ignorant stuff. Like, I don't talk to this woman anymore, but yeah, I don't even want to repeat it. Okay. Part of the reason why I haven't really built all that much stuff is because I want you to notice something. Look how flat is this world, this land. Like, it's got a few hills, a few little things, right? But for the most part, it's flat. And then look how low the clouds are. It's like pretty flat. And then there's just nothing. There's not a whole lot of room. So what they're gonna do pretty soon is that they're gonna release an update to make the land more interesting. And I will be very happy when they do that, because right now the land looks pretty boring. It's pretty flat. Even when you have mountains, they're not really mountains. So yeah, when they get to this update, I will probably move to a new spot and build new stuff. Like, here's this is what they call a mountain. But that's not a mountain. Come on. That's not a mountain. So yeah, when the next update comes out, they will have real mountains. And they'll have the land will be made better. So please have patience. I thought it was gonna come out before, but it didn't. So okay, what else do I got here? And I don't even want to do this anymore. I'm so tired of it. It's just like I don't care. I do care, but man, I'm just tired. I don't know. It's all bad stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about stuff anymore. Well, if I had someone to talk to, I would talk about it, but I don't really have anyone. And now I'm tired. Now I'm realizing I should have stopped the slides and talked to Chanti while she was here. Oh well. Oh well. Well, I've been doing my show for so long without social interaction that was I didn't even realize it. I'm like, wow, it's a lot better when I have social interaction. All right. Well, let's see. What else can I do? I don't even want to do this. Yeah, all this is bad. I think I need to wait until the update comes out because I don't want to build anything anymore. Like, I'm glad they passed that bill, but I don't know. It's just a big wait and see thing, I guess. But that bill was always going to pass because it was bipartisan. It was Republican, and it already passed the Senate. So that part of the bill was never in question. It was never, like that part was already going to be passed. It was the other part that was not so sure of being passed. The reconciliation, because the conservatives are threatening to derail the whole thing. And now they have all the leverage. The only thing we have is Joe Biden's word. That's it. So I don't know. I feel we might be a bunch of chumps here if the conservatives like pull the rug out from under from stab us in the back. It's entirely possible. All right. Well, I think I'm just gonna. I don't have energy today, so like, I think I'm just gonna end it here. So okay, until next time. I don't know until something happens. I'm not sure. All right, done. Peace. Stop.